Hot dog, we're doing burgers today. Come on back. What is up, everybody? It's your boy Kyle with another episode of The Barbecue Nurse. Today we're going to be doing burgers. So we're going to be doing burgers today because it seems to be there's a whole resurgence of popularity for the burger these days. Everywhere you go, you see burger trucks or new craft burger joints popping up everywhere. So the popularity with the burger is really rising again. Also for me, it's just gives you that sense of nostalgia. You know, just a good burger off the grill. There's just nothing like it. To me, it just speaks of summertime or cooking out in the park or something like that. It just doesn't beat a good burger off the grill. Today I'm going to be sharing with you guys a super simple recipe for very tasty, very juicy burgers off of your grill. This one's definitely going out for those people that have never grilled burgers before or have tried in the past and have failed miserably. So today is also going to be your introduction to what's called two-zone grilling, offset grilling, or indirect grilling. All three are the exact same thing, and that's how we're going to be doing our burgers today. All right, so let's get to putting these burgers together. All right, guys, so for this super simple recipe, you're going to need a few things. First thing you're going to need is some beef. What I'm using is 80/20 ground chuck. Now, if you've gone to the store and you've looked at the different ground beefs and ground meats that are out there, they have this number on there. It's either 80/20, 90/10, 93/7, 70/30. What this number is the ratio of meat to fat in that mixture. So this is ground chuck 80/20, which means it's 80% beef to 20% fat. So what that fat is going to do is that's what's going to give us that moist, juicy burger, okay? And that's what we want. Now, can you use 90/10, 93/7? Yeah, absolutely you can. It's just they're not going to be as juicy as these are going to be, okay? Okay, so we also have a little bit of salt and pepper. We have some onion powder. We have some Worcestershire sauce, which I'm telling you right now, if you're not putting Worcestershire sauce in your burgers, you're gonna start today. And we have some minced garlic. All right, so let's start off with the garlic here. So what we're gonna do is we are going to add a nice little teaspoon of minced garlic. Okay, so we got the garlic in there. So now we're gonna do a little bit of salt. We're gonna do about a teaspoon. There we go. We're gonna do some black pepper, maybe about a teaspoon and a half of that. And we're gonna do some onion powder. About a teaspoon of that. And now we're going to put in the Worcestershire. And you're going to want to do about a tablespoon of that. And so now you're just going to make sure your hands are clean so you can get in there and get dirty and mix all this up. And guys, what I'm telling you right now, what Worcestershire does to burgers, it just gives it such that deep flavor that is so good. Okay, so got it nice and mixed up there. So now what you want to do is you just want to kind of eyeball it. What I do is I just kind of divide that whole thing in half, and then I'll take both those halves, divide those in half, and then divide it in half again. And then you should come out to about, I would say about a quarter pound each, maybe a little bit less, but it should be right around there. So now to form them, you're just going to kind of roll them in your hands to make a little ball, kind of like that, and you're just going to kind of smush it with your hand. You're going to get a nice round patty like that. Okay, now if you have a burger press, you can use a burger press. They are very easy to use. They're very cheap. I've never used one. I think I've had one actually in the past, but I just never used it because to me, I hand form them. I've got a thing for good hand formed burger. See, it's not perfect. It's not perfectly round. To me, that just says somebody took the time to really make this burger good. Okay, now that we got our burgers formed, we're gonna let them sit and we're gonna head out to the pit and fire it up. Let's go. Okay guys, so we're out at the grill and now we're gonna go ahead and get our coals fired up. All right, we're gonna grab our chimney starter. What we're gonna do is we're gonna fill that up with some good briquettes today. Sure we get all those in there. Okay, so to light it, we're gonna take our tumbleweed fire starter. Just gonna set fire to that. Put our chimney down on top of it, and we're just gonna let it go until those coals are good and ready. Okay guys, so our coals are looking like they're about ready. If you never used a charcoal chimney starter before, and you're not sure how to tell if your coals are ready, if you notice, we don't have a bunch of white smoke billowing off like you will have at fire up. So once all that smoke clears out and you can see that heat coming up out of there, you might even have some flame coming up out. Okay, that's how you know your coals are ready, okay? Now, we're gonna set our grill up for indirect grilling or 2-zone grilling. So for that, we're gonna dump our coals to one side instead of right down the middle. So a little something like this. There we go. So there, now you can see we have all our coals to one side and there's a whole bunch of space over here, okay? Now what I usually do, sorry about that guys, not a lot of room out here, is I go ahead and stick my grate on. Now if you notice, I have the grates running perpendicular, okay, so they're running this way. The reason for that is it makes getting your spatula up under the burgers a lot easier, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna leave my bottom vent wide open for right now, because right now only thing I'm thinking about is cleaning my grate because it's still dirty from the last cook. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the lid on, I'm gonna leave this vent wide open, same with the bottom, and I'm gonna let it run for about 10 minutes. Then what I'm gonna do is I'll come back, I'm gonna rotate my grate, okay? That way both sides of my grate spend some time over those hot coals, burning off all the leftovers from my last cook and cleaning the grate. Okay guys, so it's been about 10 minutes. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna rotate my grate. Just like that. So now the side that was over the coals is now over here. And I can just go ahead and brush that down, because everything that was on there is now burnt off. There we go. Okay. Now I will do the other side because we are going to utilize both sides of the grate. So for right now, I'm going to go ahead and start backing down my temperature, okay? So if you guys haven't noticed, it is kind of windy out here today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to close both vents about halfway, okay? So my bottom vent, we'll close it about halfway. Close that up, and now we'll close our top vent about halfway, okay? And so now we'll wait for the temperature to back down a little bit. So the point of 2-zone grilling is you don't want your coals roaring hot, okay? This is gonna give you more control over how your meat cooks, okay? Because we're gonna be cooking it a little bit slower than you normally would if you were doing direct grilling or direct heat grilling. Okay guys, so our coals are good and ready. I've already went ahead and scraped off this other side. I just did that because I wanted to open the lid and let some of that heat out, and then go ahead and close the lid with my vents halfway open, because that way it's going to get all that heat out and it's going to slowly come back up. Okay, all right, so let's get our burgers on. Okay, now remember, we have two zones. We have the direct hot side and the non-direct, or the indirect cooler side. And that's where we're gonna stick our burgers, guys. Oh yeah. Oh, I love that sound. Just gonna place them down, give them a nice pat. And this just makes the grilling a little easier. So this way you're not having to worry about, oh my God, are my coals too hot? Am I burning everything? This is just a nice way to control your temp and to control your cook. So now that those are on, we'll just go ahead and put our lid back on. And we'll come back and check them in about 10 minutes. All right guys, so we're at about our 10-minute mark. And I'm just gonna go ahead and check them now, because I just wanna make sure that we're not cooking too hot. Okay, that's really the only reason I check it at about 10 minutes. I wanna make sure that we're cooking at just about the right temperature, okay? We don't wanna be too hot where we're cooking these things super fast and we can overcook them. And we don't want them to be too low, where we'll be out here all day just cooking burgers, right? Okay, so let's check these bad boys out. Oh yeah. Oh, look at that, guys. And guys, I wish you could smell this. Oh, it smells amazing. So we're gonna give these bad boys a little flip. Look at all that juice. If you've never flipped a burger before, super simple. Give it a quick thrust underneath and just flip it over. This side's a little difficult. There we go. All right guys, so we got our burgers flipped. They're cooking nicely. And so what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna let them go until they reach an internal temp of about 130, 135, because I like my burgers a good medium. Now I know 130, 135 is not a medium temp. That's actually kind of about medium rare-ish. But when they get to that temp, what we're gonna do is we're gonna move them over to the other side, to the direct side, and we're gonna give them a quick sear. All right, so it's been about another 5 minutes or so. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do our first temp check on these, probably our last. So let's just go ahead and see where we're at here. Yeah, these things are looking to be about right at about 130, which is exactly where I want. These are a little bit more done because they're closer to the heat. So these are exactly where I want them. So now we're gonna just give them a quick sear over the coals. And for that, I'm just gonna go ahead and leave my lid off, because that's gonna allow all the air to get to these coals to get them hot. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do probably about just 2 minutes aside. Maybe not even that. Because I don't wanna char them. All right. I think these are good and seared on that side, so we're just gonna go ahead and move these back over. There we go. All right. So to this, we're gonna go ahead and add some nice sharp cheddar. You guys can add whatever cheese you want. If you guys are all about that American cheese life, go for it. Me personally, I love good sharp cheddar on my burger. And we'll just go ahead and close our lid. All right guys, so it's probably been about a minute. check it out. Oh yeah. These things of beauty are ready to come off. Let's go ahead and get our burgers off the grill. The only thing we have to do is get these things inside and make up our burgers. Let's go, I'm hungry. All right guys, our burgers are done. We pulled them off the grill. Now it's time to put one together. So you see I just got some good sesame buns here. Went ahead and just stuck them on the grill real quick, give them a nice little toast. So all I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna keep it classic today. So I'm gonna do a little bit of mayo here on the bottom bun. Give that a quick spread. There we go. Then I'm going to grab some pickle. Put one there. Put one there. And I'm going to grab one of these beautiful, beautiful burgers we just cooked on the grill. Going to do a little ketchup on the top bun. Like that. Then I'm going to add some diced onion, just because I have a bunch of diced onion that I have to use up. So we're going to do diced. Put that right on there. Yeah, buddy. And there you have it. A super simple, delicious burger every time. Let's cut into this bad boy. Yeah. Oh, she's looking beautiful. Oh, look at that beautiful burger. I cannot wait to dive into this thing. Let's check it out. Guys, the flavor is just unreal. So good. Went a little bit over on the temperature, but that's okay. Still super juicy, still super flavorful, very tender, very delicious. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, you got anything out of it, go ahead and hit that like button. I appreciate it. While you're at it, go ahead and hit the subscribe button as well. Go ahead and ring the bell, so every time you know I put out a new video each week. All right, everybody, that's all I got for you today. Everybody stay safe out there, and remember, support your local nurse.